Looks like wherever you're coming from, you haven't quite left there yet.
Got a puzzle for the guys in the photo lab.
Puzzle?
Yeah, it's some pieces of a picture. Tell them to put it together, SAP. I want to get an ID on it.
And what case do you want me to sign this to in the files?
Make it personal for the time being.
Okay.
I say, Bobby, old boy, you don't mind if I come jackbooting into your office and crank up some computer time? Good chap?
I have never called you Bobby in my entire life. RoboCop, maybe, but never Bobby.
Well, what are you doing, or is it out of my jurisdiction?
Oh, Ozzy's terminal is self-destructed, and I don't want Crooney's leads at Ripley to go dry.
So, anything interesting?
I don't know, but all my instincts tell me this guy is tied in directly with Colton. Now, all I have to do is figure out how and why.
But you better do it quick, because they're going to sentence the guy next week.
Too. But to Tony, I won't even exist anymore. That baby dies. Wait a minute. Is there something worse? Something's changed, right? What is it?
It's not good, is it?
Well, according to the last blood workup, her lungs aren't functioning on their own, so she's relying solely on the respirator right now.
Brain activity?
The brain is functioning normally, as long as we keep the flow of oxygen going, which we will, but unless she can breathe on her own.
Oh, Simone, for God's sake, just do something, okay? Please.
Lucy, we're doing all that we can. I mean, if I had a miracle, I'd pull it out of my pocket right now.
It's just, it all happened so quickly, you know, and I know there's miracles that happen with medicine, but it's just we love her so much. Please do something.
I know, but we don't have answers to everything. Now, there are toxic things in everybody's household that endanger kids every day. We're just doing what we can.
What's going to happen?
Well, either the intravenous fluids and the respirator will help to bring BJ back around, or they won't.
You can't leave me. You're all I have in the world.
There you are. I know how upset you are about Roman. I am too, but she'll be back pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course she will. If there's anything I can do to make you feel better, just tell me. Anything at all.
You could tell me the truth. It won't bring her back any sooner, and it certainly won't make me feel any better. But it could save her life.
What do you mean, save her life? Come on, she hasn't been threatened unless you've heard something that I haven't heard, and I've told you the truth.
Everything? About Olivia?
Not everything.
I suggest you tell me then.
All right, I'll tell you everything, but I don't know what got you so upset. I don't know what got you so upset this morning. Why are you talking about Roland being in danger unless you heard something I didn't?
Well, I'll tell you what got me upset. First of all, there's the threats. And then you and Robert decide between you what to do with my daughter without even telling me.
I know how it looked when Robert just came into the house and took Robin away. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
you both decide to take her away from me. For goodness knows how long.
Anna, we didn't intend to cut you out of it. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you didn't intend to do that.
I came home before I could tell you Robert's plan. Robert showed up and he took Robin away. I'm sorry it was harsh. It wasn't intended to be.
That makes me feel better. Well, go on.
Listen to me. Before I tell you anything else, I want you to know that I love you very, very much. And the child you're carrying is the most important thing in my life.
Is that why you slept with Olivia?
Oh, stop it. Is that what... I was drunk. It was the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. It was a big mistake. I'm very sorry. I don't even remember it.
Well, maybe she made it up.
I'm not saying that.
But what are you saying? Because this is such an old story.
Maybe it's not such an old story.
You slept with her again.
No, I swear to you, I have not slept with her again. The day that Victor announced that you and I were gonna lead the family, when he cut her out, she was very upset. She got crazy. She told me she was pregnant. And it was my child. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know a woman would lie about such a thing. I mean, for God's sake, a body can't lie. I just didn't know what to do. And then you told me we were having a baby.
I felt very...
Anna, listen, please, listen to me. She was lying. I took her to a doctor. I forced her to take tests. She tried to fake it. She wasn't pregnant. There was no baby, and it certainly was not mine.
Is this the part where I'm supposed to pat you on the shoulder and tell you everything's all right?
Oh, come on, hardly.
Well, what? Okay, so she's not pregnant. I mean, she'd probably reject a child anyway. You know, you're such a good actor. You almost looked pleased when I told you that night. Very
Please,
good.
Please don't distort everything. Don't do that. Stop distorting. I didn't tell you because I wanted to protect you.
What are you going to do when you want to hurt me? You have to think of something.
Did track down Ripley's family. His father seems to be a pretty big fish.
In whose ocean?
WSBs, they think very highly of him. His name is Gaston, a retired French Army general. Was on our NATO staff for years, commanded a European Army sector at one time. Buku decorations and major political connections.
Meaning that either his son is the black sheep in the family, or this goes higher than we thought. What does Washington have to say?
They have nothing on Ripley.
So, no idea if Ripley's tied in with Colton. You know, maybe I'm getting paranoid in my old age, but is that sort of thing suspicious these days?
I'll tell you something, old buddy. Everything's suspicious these days. I'll also tell you something else. That Pruny's a bigger help to me right now than a WSB because of her gift for Greek.
What'd she uncover?
She uncovered that Ripley flew to Athens last night.
Anything else?
I also found out that General Gastineau was married to a Greek woman. He's now a widow, lives in Athens. I have a feeling if we find the old man, we're going to find his doting son. I'll bet money on that one.
Ripley is not, as far as we know, guilty of anything apart from being a reporter.
Isn't that enough?
You think Ripley's going to clear Colton, don't you?
Look, I know you have Colton halfway to the electric chair by now, but yeah, I think Ripley is going to clear him.
And if Ripley turns out to be one of the terrorists, you're walking into a gilt-edged trap.
Yeah, but he was not on Frisco's master list.
Big deal. Mistaken identity, new kid on the block. Clever. Take your pick. Listen, if you're going to go trudging off around the world, I think you should get something else. A little bit more than what you got anyway.
How about Colette?
Ah, I never trusted her from the get-go.
Yeah, but she'd know if Ripley was one of her boys, wouldn't she?
That's assuming she'll talk to you, which I doubt. How do you know it's going to be the truth?
I'll bribe her.
She's going to be in prison until hell freezes over. What are you going to want?
Freedom.
Aha, you're going to lie to her.
After what she did to Felicia me, yeah, I'm going to lie to her. Because I'm not about to let them send Colton to his death without doing everything I can to save him, all right?
Your body's supposed to be able to take. But I'm at my wit's end.
Oh, you're at your wit's end, huh? First Colton confesses to murdering Tony's brother, and now BJ might die, and actually, Tony's never going to forgive me for this. He is never going to forgive me for anything, ever.
Well, why should he? You've been dragging him around this town like a little toy poodle. I told you right from the beginning he was too smart and too proud for your finagling.
Wait a minute. I didn't really have anything to do with all of this. It's not my fault that Colton did what he did. It's not. And it certainly isn't my fault that BJ drank that stuff. I mean, it's not my responsibility that she did that.
Well, whose responsibility was it? You were supposed to look after her. I mean, can you blame a child for that?
You're not understanding what I'm saying. Listen to me. I know that Tony would forgive me a whole lot sooner because he trusts you.
Trust me for what?
Well, if you were to go to Tony and tell him that it was all your fault that BJ drank that nail polish remover, then...
I think I need a hearing aid. Or maybe psychiatric evaluation or something. I thought I heard a voice exactly like yours say something totally impossible.
Now, wait. Just listen to me a minute. I am not asking you to go to Tony and tell him you poured that poison down BJ's throat. I'm just saying, why couldn't you do this? Why couldn't you say, Tony, I left the fingernail polish remover on the coffee table, and I just forgot to tell Lucy to take it back upstairs.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, actually, that's all.
Well, maybe it is partly my fault that BJ's here and in this condition. Because you remember why she was at our house instead of over at the brownstone with Tony and his friends?
Well, sure I do, but I don't see what that has to do with...
Yeah, because one more time you conned me into helping you get Tony back, and one more time I bit into it. And BJ may die because of it.
Aunt Charlene, you are not being the least bit helpful here.
You're damn right I'm not being helpful. And I'll tell you something else, too, no matter what it is in the future. The answer is no. Now and forever. The answer is no.
Okay, I'll be right there. Colette's still in the prison hospital, but I can see her.
What are you going to do if she tells you that Colton and Ripley were part of her gang and that they did Frisco in?
Then I'll have corroborative evidence, won't I?
You're not a bad bloke for a hard-nosed dude.
I'm not hard-nosed. Underneath it all, I have a soggy, bleeding heart. Ciao, buddy.
Kaya yourself.
Hey, Chief. Hey, Sean. Well, I got an early print from Dexter down in the lab.
Let's see.
Well, he's not finished yet. I mean, it's like half a picture, he said. He said Russian. It's Miss Stansbury.
Yeah.
Several years ago, she got some guy's arm around it.
I can see that. How long before it's finished?
Well, you know, he said the other half was crumpled up and then it was torn, and it's been really
Let me
difficult
put
for
it
the
this
guy.
way. You've got till the end of the day.
You got it.
going into the city. I'll collect some more files, some more tapes, some more evidence.
Good.
I'd like to talk to you before I go.
I haven't had breakfast yet.
I'm going to talk and you're going to listen, Anna, please.
I have to get something to eat before I can stomach anything else you've got to say.
I know the trouble has caused all my lies.
You ought to know.
Just one thing leads to another, and I've tried to cover things up. That's why I deceived you, but it's only just because I love you.
What happens now, then?
I think we've got to finish what we started. You're going to have a baby. You can't deal with the mob. Robert and I should handle the investigation. We should get the evidence to put them away.
Oh, you two should get along well.
That's really not important. All that matters is you, me, Robin, and the baby. We can all be together. I don't just forget about Olivia. Let me know what she's up to in her obsession. She can't do us any more harm.
Lavery residence. Olivia, I know you're there. You don't scare me, you know, because you're sick. You should get help. You need it.